This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, last class we've been talking about XML. We have seen what is an XML file, what is the importance or what is the requirement of XML. We have also discussed what are the disadvantages of XML, where the user can define their own tags. It's not systematic, it's a user defined. That means there is no standardization available, right? We have seen the XML structure. XML structure consists of three tier or three layer. The first layer is the version, the second layer is the definition, the third layer is the data. We have also seen that in XML, we have a complex XML, simple XML. Whenever it's a nested tag, nested one inside another tag, we call them as complex. Whenever it is right in a, it's non-nested, one below the other, then we call them as simple. Now, yesterday I was showing you some trees, banana tree, jackfruit tree, right, mango trees and everything. That's exactly the way, right, the whole XML structure works. Now, to make XML structure work in Salesforce, we have a separate namespace called DOM. The way we say system.json, system.json parser, system.json generator, here we are not using system namespace. We have a separate namespace available called as DOM. DOM namespace provides classes and methods for parsing, that means deserialization, and creating XML, that means serialization. Parsing means deserialization, creation means serialization. Which namespace handle this? DOM. Going forward, I'll be using DOM dot. I will not use system dot. DOM dot, DOM dot, DOM dot, DOM. Right? Every XML creates an XML doc, document, XML file, XML document, XML file, right? XML file will create an XML doc, right? And then we can transfer this data from one system to other system. JSON, XML, both your wish. You can save them in a notepad and you can send it. Or you can convert, you can serialize and data to XML, export it as a text and give the text file to someone else. And they will read the data from the text file, and they will read the data, the XML data from the text file, and they will import, or they will deserialize the XML to their own required format, and they will consume it. To do this, we need a namespace called as DOM. Inside the DOM namespace, there are two classes: document class, XML node class. Under the system namespace, we had JSON has four classes under system namespace: JSON class, JSON generator class, JSON, what is that? Parser class, and JSON token. These are four. We have not seen the JSON token. We'll see later, right? So we have seen JSON class, JSON parser class, JSON generator class. In XML, there are only two: document class, XML node class. Document class, XML node class. Document class will support up to 50 nodes. That means trunk. Trunk has one branch, two. One branch has sub branch, three. Sub branch has another comma, four. Another comma has another comma. Like this, branch, 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 up to 50th branch it will support. A tree can have, right, a 50 branches, one, up to 50 nodes deep it will support. One branch has 50 sub branches, one below the other, and the fruit is at 49th branch. If you keep on counting, Salesforce will support up to 50 deep nodes. If your data is beyond 50 deep nodes, Salesforce cannot read the data, right? It will support up to 50. Remember that. 50 down. What does that 50 down means, right? If you take a mango tree, right, trunk one, trunk has another smaller medium trunk, another trunk coming up, right? Trunk is divided into two. Let's say that. So that is two. That from there another one branch comes, three. From the branch another one branch comes, four. From there, another one branch can 5. Fifth branch, there is a mango. Yes, because the data is on the fifth branch. System can read. Salesforce can read up to 50th node. Remember this very well. Right. Next. Right. Next. All the nodes are defined in XML node class. All the node are defined in XML node class. Now let's understand what is a document class. In the document class, right, we have 4 methods. What are those? Create root, get root. Create root is serializing. Get root is deserializing. Get means bring. Create means generate. Generate parser, right? So create means it will create an XML. Whereas get means from an XML, get the data. One is serializing, one is deserializing. Load. Load is nothing but whenever a data is given to you, you will load them in the doc. We'll talk about it. 2 XML string. If you remember that, 2 in JSON. What was that? 2 what? Final output. JSON start write, end write. After end write, you have to convert it to a string, right? JP dot 2 write to string. Here 2 XML string. This will return the same concept, but the namings are different. Same concept, but naming are different. Let us do it practically. Then you'll understand what are these. What is 2XML? What is get root? What is create root? Now, I will not use get root. I will not use load. These two are deserializing, right? We will start with serializing. First concept that we'll learn is serializing. For serializing, create. For serializing, XML, right? Not only that, I have to say add text node, add means serializing, get means deserializing. Add means serializing, add insert serializing, right? Set serializing, add insert set means serializing. Get remove get remove return, get remove return means deserializing, right? Add insert set, add insert set means serialization. That means you're serializing it. Get remove return means deserializing. Wherever I see get deserialization, whenever I see add serialization. So XML node class contains both serialization and deserialization. The way in the JSON, you have a separate class for serialization called JSON generator, separate class for deserialization called as JSON parser. But in XML, there is no separate classes. In the single class, both serialization and deserialization is included. Both serialization and deserialization is included in the same class, right? In the same class, right? Now let us see. What are the two classes? The two classes are called document class, XML node class, right? What is that namespace? DOM. DOM.document. DOM.xml node. The way I used to say system.json, system.json parser, system.json generator. Here, no system. It's a DOM namespace. DOM.document. DOM.document. DOM.xml. Only two. DOM.document, DOM.xml. Now let us do practical, right? Confusion will start, but please focus, right? Let me log in Rupam of91.com. Password INDIA1234 hash. India 1234 hash. India 1234 hash. India 1234 hash. I click on setup, click on developer console. Let me close all these, right? File, new, apex class CL underscore 1407 int underscore 1407 underscore XML underscore EG1. That's my class name, right? I'll increase the font little. I'm zooming in so that you can see it clearly. This is how the class, public class. Now, inside this, I'm doing a serialization. Serialization. My output, public public string. Output is always string, whether it's a JSON, right? Whether it's a XML string, public string. What is that name? XML string. I'm naming that variable as XML string, public. I will say setGet because I want to show this output in a Visual Force page. I can show your output in a developer console, but if I show in a developer console, you'll be confused. The reason is that I don't have a pretty. The way in the JSON you have a pretty will split into lines, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line. But here, everything will come in a single line. Output is in a single line. You don't have anything called pretty format. So hence, it is better that I should be showing you the output in a proper way. That's the reason I'm trying to show you the output in a Visual Force page. If I want to show this output in a Visual Force page, I have to use a getSet method. Perfect. Now public, right? Public, I can use, right? Void, non-void, right? So public, right? Let me use a constructor directly rather than using a method. I'm using the same. Constructors are useful for what? Useful for initialization, useful for transferring a class variable. Now, at the time of loading this itself, I want it to get executed rather than if I declare with a method, then I have to have a button because methods can be invoked by a button. I want in the runtime itself, this has to be invoked. That's the reason of what I'm doing. I'm taking a constructor so that as soon as the page load, my output should be ready. If I put it public void a name, then in that case, I have to put a submit button. When I click a button, I have to call this. So that's the reason I'm going with a constructor. Easiest way, right? Constructors are same as method. It's a special method. The difference between constructor and method is that already I have discussed this in the constructor class. Constructor and method. It's same as method, but it has same name as the class. Methods can have different name, right? Constructors are useful for initialization. So now at the time of initialization itself, I want the document to be generated. That is the reason I'm using a constructor. I could have used method, but for that in the page, I have to place an extra control. What is that? A button. When I click the button on click action equals to, I have to give the method name. I have to do some additional programming. That is the reason to avoid a couple of more lines. I'm directly using a constructor. You can use a method also, no issues at all, guys. Or else I will show you twice the same thing. Right, perfect. Now, what is the namespace? DOM dot. There are DOM dot document, DOM dot XML node, XML node type. There are actually two. The third one is just a pseudo of or a prototype or copy of XML node. So there are two only. So DOM dot document. What is that? The way we used to say JP there, JSON parser, JS, JSON string. Here I will say what? Doc. I'll use the name called doc. In the real time we use doc. That's the reason I'm using doc. In the JSON I use JS and JP. JP dot JSON parser. Here doc because XML document equals to new what? DOM dot document. It's a DOM namespace, I told you. No system namespace. First step. What I'm doing serialization. Step one. Step one. Step one is what? Create DOM, create document, XML document. Create XML document. I create a document and the name of the document is doc. Now I will start writing. Same here. I will start writing. What I will do here there is no start write. Document is empty. On that you have to add a stem. You have to add a stem. You have to add a root first. DOM, DOM, DOM. Every tree has a root. First add a root. DOM. Where can I add a root? Through XML node. DOM.xml node root. I'm giving a name called as root. Root equals to, what is that? On the document, add the root. Doc.create root. There is a method called as create. Right? Let me go here. There is a method called as create root. Create root. Create root element. See, what is that? This is the structure. Create root element. DOM.create root element. Before I go ahead and create a trunk, from the trunk I create a branch, I need to have a root of a tree. So I'm creating the root. XML node root equals to DOM.create root element. What is the name of the root element? EMPLOYE, employee. Namespace, for the moment I'm giving null. Prefix, I'm giving null. I'm giving null. Right? So I created an empty doc. On the doc, I created a root. That means empty doc means an empty garden, empty land. On that land, I just planted a root. Only root. Only root. Inka root ki stem ledu. On that root, there is no trunk. On the trunk, there is no stem. Only what I created is that paint. Paint. What you just did, Rupam. Paint. I'm placing it in the side. Right? As I'll be doing it, I'll be. So first, what is the first step? DOM dot. Step one, what you did? I just went ahead and I did what? I created a land. First step. Second, I identified a place, a land, and that land is called doc. In that doc, I just planted what? A root. A root I have planted. I've just planted a root. 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 A root. Root. I just planted a root. Root. Root I planted. This is the doc. Doc means land or place. Doc. Doc means land, place, garden. In the garden, I identified a place, right? Now I created a root. 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 I created a root. Only root. Chettu ledu. Right? This is the root. One main root. You know how the root looks, right? The root ఎలా ఉంటది? Root. 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 This is how the root of the plant looks. Root. I just created a root, right? I created a root. That is the reason yesterday I was showing you tree. I created a root. Just created a root. A root paina. Now I will create a stem. Root. right? On this is the ground, land. This is the ground, land. This is the ground, right? Everybody's thinking, ఏమో చేస్తున్నాడు, root ata, ground ata. So in the ground is my dock. This whole mud, right? Ground mud is my document. On the document, I just created a root now. I just created a root. Let us see the output. I want to see the output, right? XML string is where I'm storing my output. XML string equals to, where is that? Doc. I just cannot take out the tree, pluck it and give it to you. No, I have to give with a mud. If you go to nursery, how they give you the tree? They give you the tree along with the root, right? And the plant is planted, right? With a matti they will give you. How they will give you the tree? They will go ahead. What they will do? They will go ahead and they will put a cover like this, black cover. All right? They will put a cover like this, black cover. Oh, sorry. They will give you a black cover, right? Like this. This is full with mud. Full with mud. Oh, Control Z. Oh, Control Z. 1 minute. Let me take a line and okay. This is how they will give you the tree. Array. Control Z. Oh, there is a leak there. Control Z. అందుకే నచ్చదు నాకు ఇది. Ayyo, what I'm doing a class 5th student painting. Okay. People will give you like this. Now slowly I'll build the tree. Don't worry. So only root. I'll give you a pot. Sir, in sir, ఇలా చెట్టే లేదు. ఉంది బాబు, root ఉంది. Keep it for 5 days. Automatic from here the branch will come, right? And from there the leaf will come. Tree will grow like this. Wait. So I want to see, okay, give me the output now. That's exactly what I'm doing. So show me the output. Doc dot what? 2 XML string. Step 2. Create the tree. Create the root. Step 3. There is one more step 3 is there. Create the tree, create the branch, create the leaf, create the fruit. Step. I'm going. What step is this? I don't know. Unknown step. Step. I don't know. What is that? Give the plant. Give the plant. That means give the output. Give the output. Give the output XML. That means in bracket, give the plant. Give the plant. Show me the plant. Which step it is that? I don't know. Because now there's no plant, only root is there. Right? Control S. You see the output, how it looks? Perfect. I'll create a Visual Force page. Control C. File, new Visual Force page. I will say VF. Okay. File, new Visual Force page. Remove the space from the back. VF. Enter. I'm creating a Visual Force page. I will say what? Controller. Controller equals to my class name. Directly, I will say my output. exclamation. What is my output? My output is XML string. I forgot a colon here, right? Control S. I'm saving the class, right? What happened? Still there's error. We will check it out. Don't worry, right? What is the error? Variable does not exist employee. Variable does not exist employee. Okay. So let's put it on a quotes then. It's a variable. Control S. Fine. No issues. Now I go here. I want to see my output. XML string. Control S. See how you get the output. Preview. Now I'm getting the check to. See. XML string. I told you every XML will have its version. First layer. Right? Do we have yesterday's file? Did I save it? Integration XML. Yes, I saved it yesterday. So that every file will have first line. Now I'm taking a new notepad. New notepad. Right? This is how it's coming. See? XML version 1 encoding UTF-8 automatically. On that, employee. This is the output I'm getting. Only root. Right? Because you asked for a root. Okay, let's further develop. Right? Now, let's further develop. Go back. Increase it. Here, in the place of null, if you remember my yesterday's PPT, right, I can give a namespace, naming system, definition naming system. See, Excel, right, XML naming system is access equals to HTTP something. How can I do that? That's here. Null. What is that? In the place of null, I will say, right, I remove null. I will say HTTPS www.rupam.in. And what is this? I will say RC, right? I'm giving that for any definition, please refer to rupam.in, and there is a place called as RC. Please refer to the RC. That is my naming system. Control S. I'm saving it. I go here. I say preview. I refresh my preview. Now you see that how I get the data. Output. I'm making your output bigger. Control C. I'm placing it here. See, exactly this format. Line number, right now, I'm removing the older one, or I can push the older one down. I can paste the new one. XML version. See, RC, employee. See this line, exactly line to line compare. Here, RC schema, XMLNS, RC HTTP rupam.org. Here, rupam.in. See, same thing. Rupam.org I gave, I should have given org, then you'd have shown you exactly same thing. See, now how I'm forming the structure. Slowly, I'm forming the structure. You see that? Same encoding. RC. Here also RC. RC schema. Here I've taken what? Employee. Right? Employee. XLNS. XMLNS. XML naming system is RC. Every time it will say RC going forward. If I declare, if I put it where, if I go ahead and I declare here, root itself, I'm putting a label. This is Rupam's plant. In the branch, Rupam's plant. In the fruit also, there'll be stamp called as, when you get an apple, Royal Gala apple 4041. If you have gone to any shopping mall and you have taken in a red delicious American apple, you'll see that there'll be sticker added. Same thing I'm doing. In the fruit also, I'm adding my sticker RC4001. In the leaf also, RC4001. In the branch also, RC. Everywhere my label will be there. It is RC plant. Rupam's plant. Something like a copyright. Everywhere you can do that. You can do that, right? Now, perfectly fine. Do you want to restore back? Because it will create a confusion. So I'm changing it back to null now. I'm changing it. Oh, Control Z. Let's do one thing. Let's create a copy of it. Control C, Control V. First one, I'm commenting it. And then I'm changing it back to null. Because I told you everywhere you see RC, 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 you'll get confused. What is that RC? So null comma null. I don't want any copyright in the tree. When the tree will grow, when the fruit will come, on that also there'll be RC sticker. I don't want that, right? I don't mind any copyright to be displayed or any type of labels to be displayed everywhere, right? Because there are 5 mango tree. One mango tree belongs to me, another mango tree belongs to someone else. In my mango tree, tomorrow if 2 mangoes comes in, how will you understand that this mango is from which tree? Right? Both mango will look same, right? There are 5 mango trees. From the my 5 mango trees, you got 5 mangoes. How will you understand that which mango belongs to which tree? That is the reason I'm adding RC, RC, RC. That means in the leaf, tomorrow you bring 5 leaves from 5 different plant, right? On the leaf, it will be printed RC. Oh, this is from RC plant, right? This is the requirement. If you want to label your output, you want to label your leaf, you want to label your branch, so that tomorrow if somebody is extracting the leaf, then your leaf will go out with, right? You have identification. Naming system, NS, XML naming system, XML naming system. Output, I will label, right? So I'm saying null, I don't mind. Fruit, I want fruit. From which tree it's coming, I don't mind. Then it's null, null, null. Null comma null. Perfectly fine. Now I added the root. But in the root, I have to keep on the root. Now what I have to do? I have to add a trunk. I have to add a what? On the root, I have to add a trunk. Like this I have to add. Control Z, right? So I did up to this part. Next part is remaining what? Next part is that to have a tree, you should have the trunk. From the trunk, we will add oh, right? See, this is what I'm going to do now. Slowly, slowly, I'm building my tree. I started with the root. Now I have to add the trunk. Let's add the trunk. Root is there below the root. This is step 2. Now I'm adding step 3, right? What is that? Right? DOM dot, that is also node. Everything is a node. Everything, every joint in the tree is a node. Remember that. XML node. What is that? XML node. What is that? I will say, right? XML node. What is that? Root. On the root, I will say trunk. Trunk. Trunk equals to. Where do you have to add the trunk? You have to add the trunk to the root. So now take root. Root dot. On the root, I'm adding the trunk. Add. Right? I don't want to create a root on root. If you want to add, this is how my diagram is. Only one root. No, I want to add more roots. I want to add more roots like this. Here, here. Then you say root dot add. You can say what? Root dot create root element. I can copy. I say root. In the root, I can say subroot, right? Extra root, extr extra r, extra root. Extra root equals to root dot create element. That means on the root you are adding another root. Guys, able to understand yes or no, right? If see, this is what I'm trying to do. On the root, I'm trying to add one more root I'm trying to add. You can, if you want, you can do that, so that you can give a support to your tree more, right? Root. See how many roots are there now? 2 roots. One is the main root. On the main root, there's a subroot. Similarly, I can add one more subroot. Guys, able to understand yes or no? All silent. Okay, guys, we will disconnect the class.
No, sir. Continue, sir.
Continue, huh? Okay.
Continue.
Because nobody's responding. No, if nobody's responding, that means I'm wasting my energy, right? With my broken teeth, broken tooth, right? I'm wasting my energy and nobody is even understanding. So why to waste my energy? It's better that we disconnect the class, no? Right? Okay, fine. Let's come here. See, main root. On the main root, I can add two roots like this, right? But no, I don't need the roots. One root is enough. Plant batkalante, one root is enough. So that means here also, I don't want to add a root. I don't want to create another root element. I want to create trunk. Where do you add the trunk? You add the trunk to the root. Root dot. I will not say create root element because already root is there. It's a trunk. It's not a root. So don't take root. What is the next? I will say dot add child element. Add. Only one root. Remember that. Always, if you want more root, that's your wish. But in real time, it will be always one root and after that add child element. This is the one. Control C. Add child element. It is also having the same thing. Name, comma, namespace, comma, prefix. See that? On the root, I'm adding. What I'm adding, what I can add, right? I can go ahead and I can say, this is the employee details, no? So in the trunk, no, first I will say, what is this? This is not an employee. How do you want to take it? I will say that this is what? Okay, employee. I will say, right? Main employee, contract employee, main. I'm adding something called as main, 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 main. Namespace, null. If I want, I can give again the same thing what I gave earlier, like this. Line number 8, I can repeat. But I don't want in that trunk also RC label has to be there. If you want a label, you can add it. I told you can add labels everywhere. Main, add, right? Main. One more, right? One more, I'll create trunk, right? My Chet2 has direct a trunk or you can say directly branches. Now on the trunk, you can add a branch. You can trunk, you can add a branch. Trunk, you can add a branch. So I will say employee main, right? Now on that, I'm adding a branch. You want to see the output? Control S. Go ahead and see the output, right? Step 3. Step 3. Add trunk. Add trunk. Add trunk. Add branches. Trunk is also a branch. The thick branch is called trunk. Actually, trunk is also a branch. Some trees will not have branch directly from the root itself. The branch will come outside, right? It can be any type of tree. You can. This whole tree making is your wish. That is the problem. See, I'm making my own tree now, right? I'm making a trunk, right? On that, again, I will repeat the step 3. I will say branch. I will say branch. Branch. Where do you want to add? I want to add it to trunk. Trunk dot add child elements. From the root, we added trunk. On the trunk, we are adding branch. Branch. What is that? Main employee, right? Employee is the root, right? On that, there is a main. You want one more trunk? Then have two more trunks. Main, one more trunk I'm adding. In the root, there are two trunks I'm adding. Trunk 1, trunk 2. It is main contractor. So there are two types of employees, main employee, contractor employee. Now trunk, I want to add in trunk one dot. On that I'm adding something called as branch. On that I'm adding something called as branch. On the main, I'm adding something called as name of the employee. You want to see the output? Control S. See the output, how I'm creating it. Preview. Yeah. Control C. First is the version. The employee. See, employee starting, employee ending. In the employee, I have main. In the main, I have name. Then main ends, right? Then the contractor. See how the tree is forming. Employee is the root. On that there is a two trunks actually. Two trunk I have added. What I just did this. How can we turn this to that side? I've just added two trunk to this tree. To the root, I've added two trunk. One trunk, there's a one more trunk coming up from the root. On the root, there are two trunks. One is called main, another is called contractor. This is how I'm designing the tree. On that, right? Let's go here. Oh. So root done. There are two trunks. On that, there's a branch. Branch name is called name, where it is on the trunk 2. This is trunk 1. T1. This is T2. On the T1, I added one more branch called as name. This is name. This is the branch that I added. Name. Now I want the fruit to hang. Fruit is the data. I want in this branch a fruit to hang, right? A fruit to hang. This is the way a fruit to be hanging. This complete tree, I will give it to you. Hey, take this tree. If I want to give someone, I will give you, you go to nursery, they will give you a tree with a fruit. The same concept. Complete, they will give along with the mud. Otherwise the tree will dry. Tree will die. So that's the reason they give along with the mud. The same concept. T1, T2. Right? From the root itself, two trunk is coming up. In one trunk, there is a branch. On that branch, let us add the fruit. Right? How I'm doing it. Right? On the trunk. On the trunk, there is a branch. On the branch, I want to add a fruit. I want to add a fruit. Right? I want to add a fruit. Where do you want to add? I want to add a fruit in the branch. So branch dot what? Add what? Another element on the branch. You want to add another branch? No. Any comment to this branch? This is very delicate branch. Don't climb here. One board will be there. Some comments? No. I will say add text node. I'm adding node. Right? I remove it. Name of the employee is Rupam. See? On that I'm adding. Control S. Save. What is the step? Step 4. Step 4. Add data. Bracket fruits. No flower. In our chat 2, no flower. Only fruits. Flower will be comments if you want. See? Control S. Show me the whole. Give me the whole document. Control S. Next time when you go down, refresh, right? Control C, Control V, and first, right? Press enter. Okay. Employee, employee. There's a main employee. What is the name of the employee? Rupam. The main employee name is Rupam. Employee name. Then main closes. Right? Contractor. There is no one. Then the employee closes. See, in employee there are two types of employees: main employee, contractor employee. In the main, it's Rupam. In the contractor, we can go ahead and expand that branch. Where is the contractor? Right? Contractor is trunk 2. Contractor is trunk 2. On the trunk 2, do you want to add the fruit directly? No, I can create a branch like a jackfruit. In the trunk itself, the fruit will be hanging. I can directly go ahead and say trunk 2 dot add text node. That means add the fruit directly to the trunk. No, right? Let's there also create what we will create a branch to. There also will create a branch to. There also I'll create a branch to. Branch true. Add to trunk 2. There also name. On that, add a fruit. Where in the branch 2 also I'm adding a fruit. What is that? Branch 2. Right? Name. Right? Let me see who's there on the top. I see Soumya. As soon as I click on it. So Soumya is OWMYA. This is what I see. Now, so that two trunks, both the trunk has fruits. Both the trunk has a branch. Branch has a fruit. You can now increase this tree the way you want. Keep on adding branch on branch on branch. Up to how many? 50. How many nodes? 50 nodes. First node is root. On that, the second node is trunk 1. Right? On the trunk 1, you have branch. Give me a sec. Okay, guys, sorry. See, Control S, right? I go ahead and see the output. Now let's see how the XML structure is coming up. See, I'm creating an XML file. Output is in XML now. Next, paste here. Employee. In employee, there are two employees are there, main. In employee, there are two employees. Employee, there are main employee. Sorry. Enter. What is it's doing? Okay. Control Z, Control V. Right? Employee has main, right? Okay, main has, there are two, name Rupam, main ends. Then you have a contract starts. Contract start. In the contract, there is a Soumya. Name is Soumya. Contractor ends. Employee ends. See how the data is coming. This is how the data is being displayed in your screen. Main. All these are tab. System is not taking. Tab. Right. Tab. Inside this tab. Tab. Contract tab. Inside the contractor Soumya. See. Now can you read the data? XML version 1. Employees. There are two types of employee. Main employee, contractor employee. The main employee name is Rupam. Contractor employee name is Soumya. This is how I will give the data to third-party system. XML. 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 Guys, able to understand yes or no how I'm making the output, right? How I'm creating the tree. See, completely different compared to your JSON, right? Here, XML node, only one root. You want more root? Add more root. I want this tree with only one root. No, I want to add more root to the root. There'll be one main root. Every plant has one main root. On that root, additional roots can be joined. You want to add more roots like this? Add more root like this. No. You want to add a branch on the branch? Add it. Now you can configure your tree like anything. I want to add one more branch like this. On that branch, I want to add one more branch like this. Branch on one. On that branch, I want the fruit to be hanging. Right? See, this is how we are creating the tree. Right? I can add the fruit directly in T2, directly on the trunk itself. I can add a fruit. That's also you can do that. It's your wish. Where do you want to add the fruit? What type of tree you want to create is completely your wish. Whether you want to create a mango tree, whether you want to create a banana tree. In banana tree, what will happen? One root, one stem, fruit. That's it. No confusion at all. Right? In banana tree, how it will look? This is the ground. Right? In banana tree, this is the root. This is the root. This is the root. On the root, stem will come. Big stem will come. From there, the fruit will come. Banana fruit looks like this. This is how the banana. There is no value of leaf. This is the tree. I can do it. I want you to homework. Create this tree where root is state. Right? Where the trunk is capital. Root is the CM, Chief Minister. Can you create this? Can you create this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Everyone
Yes,
now
sir.
getting little confidence how to create this. First, create a root. On the root, go ahead and add a node to the root. On that, right? First, create root element. Then keep on adding child element, child element, child element. Everything is a node. Remember that. Whether it's a root, whether it's a root is also node. Everything is a node. Or root. On the root, right? Root element. Here it will be same. Here it will be state. On that root, add a trunk. Trunk is your capital. On the trunk, I'm directly adding, right? Did I add a branch? No. On the trunk, directly add the fruit. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Right? I'm closing it. Let's build a banana tree now. Right? Through XML. File, new, Apex class. Ooh, CL underscore 1407 int underscore 1407 underscore CL integer 1407 underscore eg2 underscore xml, right? XML2, right? Let me go ahead and create it. XML2, right? I want the output public. This is the tree that I'll get from nursery. Public string, XML string, get set, get set. Hey guys, I'm back here again. Public string, right? There we go. Right. Next, what? I can create a method. Shall we do by method? Last time we did it by what? Constructor. Let me do both with constructor and do it with method. Meaning is same. PUB LIC public. If it's a constructor, what I will do? I will take the same as class name. Same as class name. Constructor. I'm taking a constructor. Constructor is also a special type of method, as I told you. First step, what is that? First create the document. DOM dot document. What is that? Always we give it a name called doc. You can give any name. You can say D. You can say A, B, C. Your wish. We say doc. Doc equals to new. New what? DOM dot document. First step is create a document. On the document, now a ground is selected. A pot is selected. Pot. The pot name is doc. If somebody wants the pot, I'll give the doc. Take the doc. Doc is nothing but the pot. In the pot, I have to plant a tree. To plant a tree, I need a root. Start with a root. Right? How to write a root? How to write a root? DOM. Everything is node. DOM dot XML node. I want to add a node. Node. What is that? Root. Root. Root equals to what? Where? On this ground, doc is the pot. On the pot or on the ground, create root element. Create root element. System is not giving you, CREA spelling mistakes. Keep on watching. Create root element. How the root element looks? It looks first value, comma second value, comma third value. First value root. What is the name? Name is state. State. Null comma null. I don't want to give any label. Null comma null. Over root is created. Called state. Exactly, I'm trying to create this diagram, banana tree. On the root, I have to have a stem. Go ahead. Perfect. Again, DOM dot XML node. XML node. What is that? I will say stem, branch, whatever you call. Stem equals to. What is that? I have to add not on the. I have to add on the root, because on the doc I already planted the root. On the root, now I have to add the dot add. Add what? Child element. Root dot add child element. There also I will add the same thing. Here also same thing. Comma null comma null. Null comma null. What is that? As per my diagram, capital. It's a state and capital. So capital. Now on that stem directly I have a fruit. As per the diagram, stem directly I have a fruit hanging. So perfect. No problem. That is also DOM node. DOM dot XML node. That's also node. What is that? CM, right? On that, right? On that, what is that? Fruit. FRUIT, fruit. Fruit equals to, what is this? Stem dot. Stem dot, right? Stem dot. On the stem, right? Stem dot. Stem dot. Same. Add child element. Everywhere is same. Stem dot. Add child. What? How we are building the tree? Let's say that directly. Okay, fruit is directly on that, so I don't need, right? I don't need this line. I can directly say, what is that now? How to add a fruit, right? How to add a fruit, right? I can directly go ahead and say, right? Stem dot. Stem dot. What is that? Add, right? Stem dot add text node. Add text node. What is that? Here I will say add what? Add CM. CM. What is the name of the CM? As per the diagram, CM. 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 If you want to put the name there, put the name there. I don't mind. Right? Or you want to add one more branch called CM on that, KCR will be hanging. If you want in that way, then add stem. On the stem, I'm adding one branch. One more branch I'm adding. One more one. That exactly I was doing. Branch. 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 Right? On the, not to the root. Stem dot, I will say CM. On the CM, on the branch dot add, what is that? KCR. KCR. Right? KCR. I'm adding KCR. Telangana State Chief Minister. Over. My tree is over. Now I have to present this tree as a bouquet to my Chief Minister. Right? How to present? Output has to be there. XML string equals to, what is that? The whole pot I have to give. Doc dot to XML string. Over. All over. See, your tree is over. Everything is over. Whatever the diagram I give, now you should be able to draw a tree. Control S. Save, 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 save. It's saving to check any spelling mistake anywhere. Right? If I have a spelling mistake, line number 13, something is missing, gone, no error, all perfect. I want to see the output. File, new, Visual Force page. Okay. Let me copy the name from here. Control C. File, new, Visual Force page. In the place of CL, I will say VF. VF. I will say controller. Controller. Control C. Control S. What do you want to see? I want to see the output. What is the, where is the output? Output is get set. Get set is XML string. I want to see the XML string. Control S. Preview. Over, guys. I get the output. See, I got the output. Stop. See, state, capital, capital start, capital close. Inside that CM KCR. See, from root to branch, branch from root to stem, stem to branch. Inside that branch, there is a fruit is hanging. See, the whole tree is standing, but in a horizontal manner. If you put in a straight manner, you'll be able to see in a straight manner, right? Guys, able to understand? Yes or no? Yes, everyone.
Yes, sir.
See, if you
Yes,
learn,
sir.
integration is easy. If you're able to understand, integration is not that tough to do, right? See, right, right. Perfect. I'll give you two homeworks now. Two homeworks. Two homeworks. Two homeworks. Right? Two homeworks I'll give you. You have to do that. All the new guys, those who have joined newly to the integration class, able to understand.
Yes.
What about others? What about others? All keeping quiet. I don't know. See, if you keep quiet, I will take this as yes. Later, don't come to me and say that Ardhan Kale Sarani. If you're not able to understand, you have to call it out. Not today. Do the practice. If you're still not able to understand, then you can call it out tomorrow. Right? Now, homework. What homework I'm giving you? This is your homework. I want the output to be visible like this. Remove this. I want output to be visible like this. Control F. Find and replace. Control C. Edit. Replace. Find what? Replace with. Replace all. I want output to be like this. Out. Control S. Edit. First homework. Replace all. Replace all. I want the output to be in this way. If you put with a bracket also, I don't mind. All right. Okay. Put in a bracket. I want exactly this output. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Oh, not able to get it. I want this as a homework one. Create a tree. Create an XML document for this output. HW. Create XML doc. Doc to have following output. Right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Can you do this homework? Everyone. This is the root.
Yes,
Apex
sir.
page is the root. Apex
Yes,
page is the
sir.
root. On that apex page, there's one trunk. On that trunk, there are 3 branches. Page block is one branch, another branch called page block, another branch called page. In that branch, there is a fruit called Rupam. First branch, second branch Ravi. In the third branch, there is another sub branch called as page block section. Inside that sub branch, there is a fruit called Ram. Indirectly, what I gave you the homework, I gave you this homework. Right? Tree with a branch. I gave you this homework now. This is apex page block root. Apex page block. In the block, how many branches are there? 3 branches are there. 3 branches are there. 3. One branch, second branch, third branch. These are called page, right? This is apex page. This is page block. Sections are the branches. In the branch, the root is handling except one branch. One branch has another branch like this. This is what exactly I gave you now. This is what I gave you. Here, oh sorry, the fruit is hanging here. Here in the branch itself, in the main branch itself, the fruit is hanging. This is the homework that I just gave you. Here, the first one is Rupam. Fruit is Rupam. Here, Ravi. Ravi. What is this? This is Ram. This is what, right? Now, this is what? Apex page. Page. This is what? Page block. On that, there are 3 sections. Page block section 1. On that, Ravi is hanging. Sorry. Control Z. First is page block section 1. Rupam is hanging. Next, page block section 2. Ravi is handling. On page block section 3, page block section 3. Sorry, page block. I have page block section item. Page block section item. In that item, Ram is hanging. This is the tree that I just gave you to do as a homework. Actually, I should give you the tree and you should give me this output. But I gave you the output now. Meaning is same. Whether I give you this diagram, you have to give me the XML. Create an XML doc. Create XML doc giving this output. Clear now, everyone? Yes, what is the homework?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Thank you for today. Let's meet tomorrow, same time. We will continue with serialization. Tomorrow we will see dynamic serialization. Dynamic. These are all static. We are saying Ram, we are saying Rupam. I will pick up the data from the table now. Rupam is a contact. It has to come from contact table. Ram is a contact. It has to come from a contact table. One branch, 20 fruits hanging. Yes, in one branch only one mango doesn't hang. More than one mango also hangs. In a one single branch, there will be 3 mango hanging. If you get one comma, one branch, there's a chances that you get 5 to 6 mangoes at a time. So how to use dynamic deserialization, serialization, we will see tomorrow. Right? Today's homework, practice, do it. Clear now? How? Right? Now you're able to resemble your tree structure. Why I'm saying tree from yesterday? Because that's exactly what we are doing with an XML file. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a nice and wonderful day. Bye-bye guys. Take care.